Checklists are a fantastic organization tool that you can use to keep everybody accountable for different things that have to happen with each of your records as they come through. If you're unfamiliar, checklists can be located right here on the left-hand productivity sidebar in every record. Defaults to notes, but if you want to get the checklist, just click on over. You can have multiple checklists. So in this system for demo, we have two checklists, one right on top of the other. And when an item is checked off, it can do a lot for you. I'm going to go ahead and refresh after checking that, because when an item is checked off, it will date and timestamp and put the username for the user that checked that item off. Internally here at Shape, we have our own CRM. I have a team of users that check items off as new accounts are onboarded. So everything stays accountable for the different things that I need to do. And I can see exactly who checked it off and when, so that I don't have to go ask when something was done. I can easily just look at the checklist and see exactly what happened there. Not only does it keep everybody accountable, but it can also initiate automations for you. So, for example, if an item is checked off, then it can update the status. It can trigger a user assignment to go off. It can send an email and a text to the customer letting them know that item was checked off. And of course, it can send an update to you, an internal notification to you letting you know that an item was checked off. So a lot of powerful automations can be initiated just by checking a box. Now, depending on your industry template, you'll already have some checklists in your system, but if you want to make some new ones, go to Settings. In the top search bar, just search for Checklist, and you'll see it pop up here under Custom Configuration, just Manage Checklists. Now, in this demo, we have 4 checklists, but you'll notice there's only 2 here. That's because checklists can be variable depending on what record type we're looking at and what department we are in. That way, your salesperson can have a checklist, your billing department can have a checklist, your account managers can have a checklist. You can make different checklists for your different departments and your different record type as they're moving through the different record types as well. If there are any that you know you're not going to use, feel free to hit the delete icon. And then, of course, you can click and drag to reorder these as needed. I'm going to go ahead and hit the pencil on one of these. And you'll see at the top where you set the visibility for the checklist. So what departments should be able to see it and what record types should it apply to. Then down below is your checklist items. You're, again, free to delete any you are not going to use and hit the pencil if you just want to change the name of it rather than delete it. And then, of course, you can add a new option just by hitting Add Checklist Item and typing in what you want that to say. I'm going to just say example. And you can easily click and drag this where it needs to go in that process. Once you hit save, all of your changes will save. And of course, if you want to add a brand new one, just hit add checklist in the top right. Give that a title. Again, set the department and the record type it should apply to. Hit save and build out those checklist items as you go. The only other thing to cover with checklists is how to initiate automations off of those. So if I go to automated actions or triggers, you may already have some automation set. Again, just depending on your industry, you may have a folder here that says like automation checklist so that you know. But at the top, you can create your own custom ones. The trigger type is going to be what happens when we want to trigger something. So in this case, process checklist item is going to be what we want. It's going to give us that full list of checklist items for us to utilize. I'm going to say example, the one that we just created. So when example is checked, what do I want Shape to do? And that's where we have all those options where we can change the status. We can create a task, initiate a note pop-up, send a text, send an email, initiate an outbound webhook. There are really endless options within the system for you to utilize. So in this case, I'm going to say I want to change the status and I want to change it to new lead. I can give it a name. It's not necessary, but it helps with organization to name those. And then we want to set it to immediately, or we can delay it by a certain amount of time if we want to give it a little bit before that action takes place. So I'm going to save that. It went to my custom triggers. which I can add a new folder here if I want to put, if I want to create a folder for just checklist items. That way everything stays organized. If I ever need to turn it off or on, I can easily find it, make any adjustments as needed. But I'm going to go back into Corey Chance here and refresh. You'll see we're in the appointment scheduled status. Over here on the right, we have our example checklist item. I can go ahead and check that off, hit the refresh, and we can see that status updated accordingly. So I didn't need to update the status or anything like that. I just checked an item and everything happened for me. So a very, very powerful tool that you can utilize at any time for any custom workflow that you may want to use. Hopefully this video helps explain checklists a little bit. If you have any follow-up questions, don't hesitate to reach out to help@setshape.com.